Hey, what's up, everyone? We are live. This is the MMA Outsiders. Welcome to 2026. I'm Zain Bando. He's Jack Gold. It is Thursday afternoon. It is Thursday, January 15th, just a minute past the 3 p.m. Eastern hour, 2 o'clock in the Chicago suburbs where Jack and I reside. Jack, how are you on this fine Thursday as it continues to get bitterly cold where we are? And it seems like you nor I can stand it, but hopefully in the next few weeks things start to look up for both of us. What do you think, and how have you been?
I want the cold, baby. I want it to be as cold as it's ever been this weekend. I don't care. We had a nice 50-degree sunny day 2 days ago, and it was a wonderful surprise for January. But with no MMA on, and I'm happy to be finally back, Bears football has been taking over my mind, and it has been keeping me through these dark times without the MMA. But I want these LA Rams to come into Chicago shivering.
Yeah, it's been fun to know that our NFL team is still alive for the Super Bowl, at least going into this week. But we're not here to talk about football. Unfortunately, we're going to save that for football forecast later in the week. We're to talk about some fights because we are under 10 days away from the first UFC event on Paramount Plus. It is UFC 324. But before we get into all the, I guess, apparent mess that's UFC 324, do you want to talk about this new Thursday hour-long format and is kind of what we have going for the vision and mission that is 2026 of the show as I go through the particulars?
And no, 100%. We have decided going into 2026, we will be doing one episode a week on Thursdays for 1 hour from 3 p.m. Eastern Time to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, or 2 to 3 Central, or you could do the math, noon to 1 East or West Coast. But 1 hour on Thursdays, you're getting the whole thing. We'll break down the cards, we'll talk about news, and it'll be the most up to date we can be.
Yeah, so speaking of, you'll want to subscribe to the ETP network to do so, youtube.com/ETP network. And again, and please be sure to have your notifications set. That way you don't miss a minute of all of the action. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Zain Bando. I'm a staff writer at MMAKnockout.com. Pumping out between, I would say, probably 18 and 20 stories a month just regarding the entire world of MMA on top of all the stuff I do over here. And you're just rocking the independent MMA content creators. But you have some exciting things in the works. I guess from what you can speak about, how much are you looking forward to in 2026, just given where your career trajectory is headed as we continue to move forward in both of our journeys?
Listen, we have independent for now. We're cooking. We're cooking. And listen, it's a privilege to be here with the big dog Zain Bando. He's doing the big time right now. But
Thank
what
you.
I
I
can
appreciate that.
share
Too kind.
is
Way too
the
kind.
big dog. No, but what I can share is in 9 days, January 24th, the same evening as UFC 324, which is an unfortunate conflict of schedules. But I will be doing my first play-by-play for an MMA event, and I cannot wait. I'll be doing play-by-play for CSE, the Gauntlet, the first one on January 24th at New York Fight Club in Brooklyn. And I am lucky enough to have a color commentator as Matt, the Steamroller Frivola. So it'll be a very exciting time for me. It's a great opportunity, and it's kind of all because of you. Shout out Zain Bando. Shout out Harry Mack. We ride.
Well, I greatly appreciated the Harry Mack interview. It was awesome, and I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing what you can do on the mic because dominating the microphone is a whole lot different than, I guess, dominating the Instagram algorithm. Even though you kind of got to go into every single thing you do in this industry with the same attack like mindset. From just being in the space for the short amount of time that you have. So I have no doubt whatsoever that you will kill it on that broadcast, and I'm sure the fights on that particular event will be tremendous. Before we move into the topics, though, is there one fight that you are most looking forward to calling, and if so, what should fans expect from the event overall? If they're interested in maybe peeking their head in while they're trying to stay, I guess, stay level headed when it comes to the UFC return fever, given that that's what 99% of that evening is going to be consumed by.
Listen, I think It'll be earlier than the UFC card, so if you got nothing going on, it'll be on Chiller TV. It's an amateur card, so it's mostly, if not all, amateur fighters, but they're some of the best amateur fighters in the world. And I think the one I'm most excited for, the guy that I keep hearing about, it's going to be the featherweight title bout, the main event. It's Ilhamov versus Mr. Small. I think Ilhamov, I keep hearing about this guy. He's supposed to be that he's 4-0. He's gotten the title shot. I believe he already has a title. So I'm very excited to see what the guy's capable of.
That's awesome. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that goes. Let's move into what is going to be the, I guess, headline attraction, or at least one of them has unfortunately been postponed, and that is the UFC Women's Bantamweight title fight between the aforementioned champion Kayla Harrison. She was supposed to make her return and make her first of hopefully many title defenses to come against Amanda Nunes. Unfortunately, that had to be postponed due to a shocking neck injury that I think at the time that we're streaming this live, which by the way, speaking of live, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitter, we're live on Kick, we're live on Twitch, we're live a bunch of different places. So shout out to the 27 people that are already watching this. But just your 2 cents. Were you surprised when you saw this reaction, and what do you think of the UFC saying that it is postponing this fight other than moving on and trying to find Amanda Nunes a new opponent on under 10 days notice? Because I'm going to be honest with you, when we were texting about this off air, when I first saw that this fight was canceled, and I first saw who initially broke the story, some random paper out of Massachusetts, I didn't think it was real. I don't know how you felt until like it really started to come out. But this is definitely a shock, and this is definitely a blow to a Paramount card that they seem to really, really stack the deck at the top of the card, which means that now, given all the reshuffling, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes here, there's even more pressure on this card now, and I think there was maybe 48 to 72 hours ago. What do you think?
I agree. Like, I think here's how I felt. My biggest thing, and just from my experience grappling, pardon my language, these motherfuckers' necks have to be so strong. Because I grappled Eduardo Pena for 90 seconds. My neck's sore for the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And he barely did nothing.
Absolutely.
When you're Kayla Harrison doing this for your whole life, your whole life is judo is heavy on head and neck. Heavy. And a lot of landing on your upper back. And it is just, eventually I feel like the time comes where if you use your neck like that, it's gonna get hurt. Like, you look at these heavyweights, look move like in their heads, and it's because they had to fuse their neck. And what I'm hearing is that Kayla had a herniated disc.
Oh wow, okay.
So what most likely comes from a bad landing or a bad throw or something. I don't know. And I love Kayla. Like, Kayla, I don't think she's one of the best women ever, but she is maybe out of anybody in the sport, male or female, the best with the fans. Like, any fan that is like Kayla Harrison, I got a picture, can I get an autograph, can I do this? I've never seen her say no. I've been around her a little bit now, just at different events. I have never seen her say no. 50 people, she'll do it to every single person. So I think it's a very unfortunate thing for this to happen. And if, depending on what they had to do with the neck, like, she seemed very emotional. I think it might be they had to fuse a disc or two. It could change the course of the next fight.
Yeah, it could change the course of the next fight for sure. I just what bothers me about this is, and I don't know if you have a differing opinion to this, but what bothers me about this whole thing is you're 10 days out from the fight. Like, I feel like just I mean, I could be wrong, but just from how long I've been around the sport, I just feel like there comes a point in time where final prep is final prep. And I don't know, I just think there also comes a point where you don't need to go as hard, and maybe she just went too hard and it was just a complete freak accident. I don't know if we'll ever know the full extent of what actually transpired in Either maybe the leaked video of John Jones's torn pec or something like that. But still, just a super unfortunate situation. Kind of a bad look for the Paramount crew, them having not really been used to the UFC. That this was supposed to be one of their big fights they were supposed to market. I'm sure people will still stream the card because of all the benefits that you get, but to not have the leverage in one of the biggest women's title fights ever is extremely disappointing. And I mean, it would be a travesty if this wasn't if it can somehow get rebooked in the near future. It would be a travesty if it didn't. So
I think I don't know if it'll be in time for that White House card, but I think it will get rebooked. Maybe October is my guess. Like, I don't know how fast you're coming back from something like this, so we'll have to see. And like the funniest thing, like, we should get Amanda a replacement. She was retired. She's coming back to fight Kayla. She's not going to fight some random
right,
person.
and this was the only reason why she was coming back was to beat Harrison.
The only thing that I would have been like, it would make me interested. Amanda Serrano threw her name in the hat. 9 days notice.
I did see that.
Just how funny would that be?
I did see that. By the way, he shot it to the viewership. It spiked like crazy. We're now at 52 people. Just 5 minutes ago, we were at 27. The army is contingent. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, I was when I saw that, I'm like, good for you. I mean, you want to stay as competitive as possible. I mean, she's a blueprint for being one of the biggest faces, if not the biggest face of women's boxing. When she already has MMA experience, I wasn't totally opposed. I don't think the commission would approve that, but that's still gutsy, knowing that she was interested in potentially blazing the trail, if you will. So I thought it was interesting.
Respect to her. It would have been a good spectacle, and I could on the first card for the first Paramount card, like that would get some extra eyes on it. I bet you, because bunch of people watch Taylor versus Serrano.
I mean, I think the big issue, Jack, with that, and it's something that I don't see a lot of people discussing, so I'm going to bring it up here. I think the big reason why that fight wouldn't happen is because of Serrano's relationship with Netflix. It's I think Netflix executives potentially saw that, and maybe they went up to a few people and said, make sure that this doesn't happen because we already have leverage with her and we don't want to lose it. So
she's also fought for PFL though. So like she's done everything.
It's true. It's true.
So I could see it. I could have seen it because like I just looked it up. Her third fight with Katie Taylor, 6 million views, live views. That might be more than any woman's fight in history.
I think it probably is.
So, like, more people know who she is than any women's fighter in the UFC. So I could have seen that happening, but I don't know. I think it'll move on all fine. Sean O'Malley moving to the co-main event, and then Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva, I believe, is on the main card now.
Yes, correct. Yep. So we've had some movement, but the card's still going to continue. It's still going to be interesting. It's a full slate on Paramount. And speaking of this card, it was revealed earlier in the day on Thursday that the broadcast team for the event has been assembled. They're bringing in Kate Scott, who's a CBS Sports lifer, and the rest of the crew is the main UFC crew that you're used to seeing. Are you excited for the broadcast panel to have some familiarity to where it'll feel like a UFC production and it won't feel as CBS heavy maybe as what some people have expected? Or do you think that this is just another strategic business move because they know they want to keep things symmetrical? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's going to be the only change will be where it said ESPN on the last broadcast is going to say Paramount Plus.
I think so too.
That's my guess. Like, I think it's going to be maybe like a couple new things here and there, but I think it's going to be a run of the mill.
There's going to be some. My prediction is there's going to be some new replay swipes that we've never seen before.
I agree. Well, I've been seeing this thing going around on Twitter for the event. It says multicam.
Yeah.
So I wonder
By
what
the
that.
way, it does exist because I did open the app, and the first thing I see under the UFC section is the multi-cam feed. And by the way, you may not know this, there is, and this may be breaking news to some people, and I'm not sponsored by Paramount, but if they see this, I can get all the credit. There is one continuous stream, my friend, for the entire card. So you don't have to switch feeds. You don't have to do any of that. Hey, you just turn it on, and the whole thing goes all the way through. It feels like you're in the arena. I'm just saying.
I like that. I like that because if it's gonna cost $1,000 to bring you and your friend or you and your girl or whatever to go to an event, you better make the production good. Like NFL, you can't go to the game. Guess what? The best seat in the house is at your house. So it's like you're cooling. For the most part, I think the UFC does a good job, but
They do a great job. They do a great job. So I'm excited. I thought you'd find that interesting. But yeah, if you don't have Paramount Plus, subscribe. You're going to need it. It actually saves you a crap ton of money to watch every UFC. I'm excited to start using it. I'm just praying and hoping to goodness. And I hope you're praying to goodness too. Please, can somebody, if they haven't already gotten in somebody's ear, please just eliminate the commercials and make it like Fight Pass. Because if they eliminate the
oh, it's
commercials,
gonna be commercialed up. It is gonna be commercial city unless you have the elevated package,
which I do.
and hopefully it should be good.
I hope so, man. So speaking of the product and speaking of the business, Ariel Hawani went on an 18-minute rant the other day discussing what he thinks is Dana White essentially being checked out of the entire business of the UFC and the entire business of MMA. I went on about a 6-minute rant essentially saying how Dana White actually is justified in his discontent because I think he feels that the business is so big that they don't even really have to sell the fights anymore. But because I haven't heard your opinion on anything that Ariel said, I'm curious to hear what you think. And I'm curious to hear if you think that this is simply just a grudge because him and Ariel will never be on good terms and they haven't been on good terms for a decade. So
Dana's the best. Dana's my favorite. Dana, you can do whatever you want. Please give me a job. Wait, you can leave. And now I agree. I think he's fully looking at Zuffa boxing. He does not give a fuck about the UFC right now. And you can see it. The matchmaking's odd. The announcements are coming later and later and closer to the actual fight dates. The tickets are coming out later and later. The tickets are more and more expensive. It's just the fan experience in person now is being limited to the rich. And that's, I don't want to say that's fine, but that's every sport right now. Like every new stadium is suite based. But on the flip side, it's just like, give us an announcement. Sit in the studio with one of your million cameras that you own that are set up at all times. Go sit at the desk, have it zoom in one person. We've got fights to announce. What up, fight bands? Like he could do it easy, but instead he gets in the little war room and he sets up his phone and he goes, "All right, let's read the live chat." All right. Just so you guys know, we've got Adesanya Pfeiffer for Seattle. All right, guys, that's it. See ya. Like it's just like it's not the best. It's not.
Your impression of him was dead on. I thought it was hilarious.
It was just he's disinterested. He doesn't care.
Did you see? I don't know if you watched it. He did an interview with Robbie Fox about a week or so ago, and to be fair, I like when Robbie interviews Dana a lot. I don't know if I was a fan.
He's pretty transparent with it. He will ask the question.
No, he is. But this question, I think, caught him a little bit off guard. He's like, so Dana, Colby Covington is whatever in the rankings, and he hasn't won a fight since 2022.
And Dana was just
discrepancy there? He's like, yep. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he's ranked. And it's just like you own the fucking ranking system. Fucking fix it. But I don't know. Fucking give it to the AI overlords like you've been saying for years. Just hand it over. Let them do it analytically. Who gives
Okay,
a
so
fuck?
if you were the matchmakers right now to fix the mess in every division, as we're sitting here and we have a bit of time to talk about this, what would you do to fix the inconsistent holes that we're currently seeing in some of the big divisions, like lightweight, like welterweight, like
Here,
middleweight?
I'm pulling. I got them up right now. Let me take a gander here.
Do you want
I
to do?
think I think a
You want
big
to do?
thing
Do you want to do a share screen so I can see this too?
here. Yeah, I'll share it. I'll share it for the people.
Okay.
We'll go share screen. Okay. Boom. 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 How we looking?
I'll pop it up. There we go.
We're up. We're rocking and rolling. So I think a big thing going on right now is people who were on win streaks previously and almost even pre-COVID, right? We can look at guys in the let's start right now at flyweight.
Okay.
We're looking pretty good from champion to number 6. What the hell is Amir Albazi doing at number 6? When was the last time he fought? And he just lost.
Right. And to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you the last time he fought because there's too many fights, my guy.
I believe it was Brandon Moreno last 2 Junes ago.
Oh, yeah, that's a long ass time ago. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
no discredit to Amir Albazi. He had neck surgery. Like, he's going through it. I like Amir Albazi. But it's just like
Wait. If he's going through neck surgery and he's been inactive for that long, why is he still ranked?
That's what I'm saying. Like, genuinely, let's take a look. When was Amir Albazi's last fight? Because I don't want to be talking out my ass here. I believe November 2nd, 2024. So a little over a year.
Okay.
Then before that, June 2023.
Okay, that's a long act. Then
In a fight he did not win.
Right, and before that, you're gonna go back to December of 2022. This guy barely fight.
He did not beat Kai Kara France. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak against the only 2 real ranked opponents he's ever faced, right?
Right.
So what is he doing at number 6 right now? Like Asu Amabayev, win streak. Horiguchi, I love Horiguchi. Regardless, he should be above him. He's about to beat his ass. Tim Elliott. I don't even know. I don't know. I
don't know how he's number 9 either. Dude, just look at his UFC record, which is very inconsistent. And you
have back-to-back wins against ranked guys, technically. Like, Asakura was ranked because he lost in the title fight, but he fought for the title. He beat Sue, loses to Mokaev in a fight that he was winning. He was cheating his ass off, but he was winning. Like, he's looking all right. He beat Tagir. Like, I could even understand this, to be honest with you. But number 9's crazy. How is Alex Perez still here? How is Charles Johnson so low? Like, there's just weird stuff going on.
I mean, does Loner Kavanaugh really deserve to be top 15 right now? Like, let's be honest here.
Like, I can't think off the top of my head who deserves it more. Alan Nascimento, maybe. He just beat he's like, I don't know, man. But like, I think just going through the divisions here quickly.
Okay.
We did not go through flyweight quickly at all, but we were just flyweight's a confusing division. But like, look at bantamweight. Cheeto clearly shouldn't be number 8 right now.
No.
Kyler Phillips, how are you number 14? I think everywhere else is good and deserves to be ranked.
I don't understand though how Sean O'Malley is number 3. He should be like number 5 or 6. I don't think he should be 3. I agree. I think those 2 losses against Marab are holding way too much weight.
I agree. but it's also because he was the champ. Like, even let's go to middleweight and see where Adesanya's looked. I mean, he's still number 6.
And he's lost a couple in a row. He hasn't won a fight in almost 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's number 6. So, like, I could almost understand Sean being 3. I'm a Corey guy, but I think if the only thing I'd change is flip him and Corey, but I think he deserves to be above anybody else.
But I'm going to counter you and say, actually, doesn't it make sense that O'Malley's ahead of Sandhagen, considering that O'Malley was the champion and Sandhagen has never won a title?
I guess you're right. So, like, honestly, because my thing is, like, you can't put Song above Corey, and you can't put Corey above Sean.
Right.
So these 3 are kind of set. These 2 are set. Champ set. Figgy, how are you still around? Eamon, I hate that you're here. Cheeto, get out of here. Mario, he deserves to be ranked. What is David Martinez doing at number 10?
I have no idea.
What is Peyton Talbot doing at number 11? I like Peyton Talbot, but what are we doing?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like Phillips, Font, Martinez, Cheeto, Figgy, like, it's all wrong.
Half of the division would get rolled by Jan. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you put, like, I would take Sean to beat most of those guys.
Are you taking him to beat Song?
Yes.
Okay, it's your
early prediction.
That's your way too early pick.
What I'm doing this year, I've got a new strategy.
Okay.
The second I see that big Marcel post, you have in your head, you're like, oh, this guy's gonna win. I'm writing it down then and there, and that's my pick.
Okay.
And that's how I felt. Sean O'Malley, he gets the job done.
Okay, you want to move on and talk about a bunch of the other divisions?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, next up we got featherweight. Yair Rodriguez is number 3. What are we doing? Like, honestly, featherweight's pretty okay. Onama should not be ranked. Ige,
I would argue Pitbull shouldn't even be ranked.
Pitbull should not be ranked, but he just beat Ige. And I think Ige deserves to be ranked, so it's all over the place. Kevin, I think, is an okay number 13. Josh Emmett's been losing. Gene Silva's 10. I would even bring him a little higher. What do we have Ortega doing? He's not a featherweight anymore, though.
Gene Silva should be where Zalal is, I think.
I agree. Steve Garcia, I think that's a warranted rating. He's running through these fools.
He's good. He's good.
Zalal deserves to be right around here, 7 to 10.
And the only reason why Sterling is number 5 is because he was a former champ in a different division. Let's be real.
See, that's where I disagree with you. I think Aljo's doing pretty good now. His only loss being a close one with Movzar.
Yeah, but he's not fighting consistently enough.
That is the problem.
That's my big issue with him.
I think one of these days we might have to do a special episode of re-ranking these divisions because they're all ridiculous.
And speaking of Ilya, because you just scrolled past it, it looks like they're not going to strip him no matter how long his marital struggles go on for. So I think this division is pretty stagnant at the moment.
Cooked. But like, even looking at here, like, lightweight is okay. I like that Ziam's ranked. Huffy's questionable. Manuel, it's okay.
Michael Chandler should not be ranked.
What are we doing, Chandler?
He hasn't won a fight since May of 2022.
I love Beneil Dariush. Come on. Hang him up, cuz. We've got Hanato Moicano. And then these guys all are fine. Whatever. Welterweight, thank God for welterweight. Get 14 and 15 out of here.
Colby Covington should not be number 14.
Covington and D-Rod, get out. Everybody else, you deserve it. You're cool. Middleweight. Roman, I hate Roman DeLizzi. Get out of here. Paulo, you're a light heavyweight. Get out of here.
I know you do.
Everything else is pretty all right. Light heavyweight. Come on. Like, is there my thing? Like, looking at the bottom of these rankings,
the only reason why he's ranked is because he destroyed Anthony Smith
But who hasn't? Like
I
John
know.
Jones, he's the only one.
I know.
It's just like but like if you were like who's better, I'd be like I don't know. Like that's the problem with that division. And where's heavyweight at? Right here. Come on. What is this? Ty, I love you, my spirit animal. Get out of here. Like
Mick Parkin is 13. Really?
but
Really?
again, it's like one of those things where it's like who's better? Like who would you put ahead of him? Like I would like to see Mick Parkin versus Walter Walker.
Is this really? Are we living in the twilight zone? Is this really how bad the heavyweight division is right now?
Literally, we thought Delia had some life before he got sparked out by Waldo. Like for real, Gilton can't fight. Like we have 5 eligible heavyweights. Like who is Waldo fighting? Derek Lewis? Like what are we doing?
In Houston, I think. Yeah.
No, I think that's this weekend, no?
Oh,
Yeah,
could be.
it's
could
this
be,
first
yeah.
card. It's the featured
Okay.
fight. Yeah, man. Goofy stuff here, dude. Like, and then the women's divisions, like
I mean, some of these divisions are just in terrible shape right now.
strawweight's cooked. It's Zhang's belt.
And it's a matter of when she decides to come back and fight Dern to win her belt back.
Yeah, flyweight's fine. I like flyweight's cool, but Miranda Maverick, she's if y'all don't know, Miranda Maverick adopted a child. So and this is all good. I'm very happy for her. She's starting a family. She adopted a child and now is pregnant. I don't know when she's coming back. Like UFC is on the back burner for her. Like,
I don't think she's coming back for a bit. No
yeah,
way.
like the whole thing is cooked. And then gosh, women's bantamweight, RIP Kayla. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, when you only have 2 legitimate huge names and one of them can't fight, that's a huge problem.
Yeah, it just
And to be fair, if we really want to go and then not get political, but you know what I'm about to say. I mean, the real ones know that Raquel Pennington should probably be the UFC Women's Bantamweight champion. If we're being honest, because she was absolutely screwed in that fight with Juliana Pena.
I agree, but she wasn't getting through Kayla.
No, I know that.
Kayla was gonna rain hell down on her like she did Juliana Pena. No,
I know, and then for the pound for pound rankings, it's Islam Makhachev's world, and everybody's just living in it.
Yeah, it's Islam and Elia, dude. Like, can we? Okay, a little side note here.
Okay,
this guy right here, Cumshot, worst fucking champion on the roster right now.
What are you talking about? He just won the belt. What are you?
It was fucking 6 months ago. Where has he been at?
Living it up, man. Guy's rich.
God, I hate it. Like, I knew this was gonna happen too. Like, I knew he was gonna beat DDP. That's fine. Like, is he the best middleweight in the world? Yeah. But it's just like, dude, fucking fight. Get in the cage. Fight.
So what do we think? Does Pereira actually go to heavyweight or no? What do we?
From what I've been hearing from sources, is that Pereira Gon interim title is signed. Now, are these good
wait a minute, for an interim title?
Interim heavyweight title.
Okay.
Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira. Now, can I confirm this? No, I cannot. Okay. Are these sources credible? Unsure at most.
Okay.
But I have been seeing
and I've been seeing the same thing. And when do you think a fight like that would take place?
I'll read you a text I received from a source that I believe wholeheartedly.
Okay.
That he was like, I don't know if this is true, but it would be cool.
Okay.
And it was. Hold on now.
And are you sure you're allowed to read it?
I can read it.
Okay.
I promise.
All
It's
right.
out there. It's in the public.
Okay. I got you.
It is. Hold on now. I'm scrolling.
And based on what you read to me, I probably read the same thing somewhere, somehow, just in a different medium.
Here it is. UFC 327 confirmed.
Okay.
Gane versus Pereira interim heavyweight title. In 327 is supposed to be Miami.
Correct. April 11th.
Co-main event. Yuri versus Olberg light heavyweight title.
Undisputed?
Undisputed.
So does that mean Pereira's going to have? Well, that means by that logic, Pereira's officially heavyweight because he's fighting Gane.
I believe so. And then the following text after that, plus Morales. I don't know if it's one fight or both, or a combination of the four. Morales or JDM versus Prates Shavkat. So a combination of those four will be matched up.
That's
allegedly.
That's a loaded April 11th card, if true. That is.
And typically they are loaded. So I don't know if I believe the double title fight, but
you believe that Pereira is vacating the light heavyweight title to have Yuri and Olberg fight for it.
I believe. I am tending the side on I am believing it. Now, okay. the least believable to me is Prates Shavkat, because Shavkat doesn't. I like the guy. The guy,
and I don't know if Shavkat is fully 100%.
He doesn't fight because he's hurt all the time.
Well, no. But do you remember that other rumor from that? I don't know if it was a rumor or a full report that Swedish outlet from November or something that alleged that he was going to be out another year until 2027.
Dude, I have no idea. But what I do believe is they want to make JDM versus Michael Morales.
Okay.
And I could see them making a combination of either Morales versus JDM versus Prates. Now, I tend to believe they would be more willing to give the title shot to Morales than Prates off rip.
Really interesting.
But I think it's going to be Kamaru. It's always going to be Kamaru.
and why? And just because of
it's the Ali special, dude. It's the Ali special.
Yeah, and the name, legacy, and prestige, which is so dumb, because now we're only counting, and this is no disrespect to Buck. I'm a big Buck guy, but I don't know. I just feel like they're putting too much weight on that one win, and I think that's kind of bogus.
I agree, and it's one of those things where it's just like Morales versus Islam is very fun and interesting.
Right.
Because we don't know. We don't know what's happening there. JDM versus Morales, awesome. JDM versus Prates, awesome. Prates versus Morales, awesome. Give me 15 rounds of that. But I think Morales, I think everybody knows subconsciously JDM's not beating Islam. I was a big JDM believer, but after that fight, holy moly. Prates ain't beating Islam. Who are we kidding?
No way.
Morales is the one where we're like, who knows? He might be able to do it.
Now, what do you think this means for Ian Machado Gary? Is this him playing the waiting game now? Like, what are we doing? Dude, we haven't even addressed the elephant in the room, my guy.
I know, Ian Gary. I am so conflicted because, like, I watch him fight and I'm like, God, he's good. And then I hear him in some interviews and I'm like, yeah, he seems like a cool guy. And then I see him on the shit he posts and the website he makes and the videos he makes. I'm like, God, this guy is such a loser. But I can't blame the guy for having balls of fucking steel. He beat Prates. He beat the fuck out of Prates. Like, Prates almost KO'd him and it was glorious.
You sure
that
did.
Was around domination. And
Right.
he only lost to Shavkat, which, like, come on. He did lose, and he's dying on that hill, and he hasn't fought in forever. He
Oh,
beat
and
MVP.
also, which doing wrong, I like Gary, but the narrative that he like went like 25 hard minutes with them is just kind of I don't know. It's a little bit
So
out there.
silly. Bro, he lost like 4-1.
I know.
But, like, it's just so. I would love to see Ian Gary versus. I don't know. Like, that's the thing, right? Because if you put him against Michael Morales,
I want to see. I want to see. Can I tell you what I want to see?
yes, please.
I want to see Ian Gary versus Leon.
I would love to see that. I think if any of them deserve a title shot, give it to Ian. Like, if I were to be like, get Kamaru out of here, Islam, you're fighting a new guy, I would be like, this is your time to shine, Ian. Go. Because
This is because, and you're right. This is his one shot to do it. Because if we think about it, Shavkat is, until we hear otherwise, is essentially out of the picture. So
out of the picture, it's Ireland versus Russia part 2, kinda. He talks crazy shit, but mostly because if you put him against Michael Morales, he's already beaten Carlos, so take him out of the equation.
in a crazy fight. By the way, one of the best fights of the entire year last year, bar none.
Agreed. And then if you put him against JDM, like, is he going to be a minus 200 favorite? Like, I think Ian kind of schools him. Like, I love JDM, and I love the way he boxes, but Ian is just so fast and elusive.
Right. Exactly.
And then you put him against Michael Morales, he might just ruin Morales. I like having a fun prospect. So it's just like, I would rather have him go now. You get the title shot. You've earned it. Let Morales fight JDM or Protest. See what it's all about, because then we have someone fun in the wings. And then we'll see what happens.
Well said. So before we move off this, given that we have 15 minutes or so left, it's January 15th. By April 1st, Jack, what do you need to see from the UFC to feel like, okay, going into the summer, the three letters are actually in a better spot than what they were to begin the year? What do you need to see to feel validated that the UFC is in a good spot because of all the uncertainty? You know, we have the 2 back-to-back number cards. We have a couple fight nights where we don't know how they're going to go. Based on the research I've done, there's 13 scheduled events right now, with the latest one being in August in China. So with that being said, what do you need to see by April 1st to feel like, okay, they're on a better track than what they were in 2025? Because for me, out of everything we just said, they need some of these issues and hurdles to actually be fixed, because you can't just feel good for some of these divisions to only feel like, okay, we can use these interim champions as placeholders, because last I checked, I've been watching the sport now for almost 20 years. Interim champions don't build stars, undisputed champions do. So I'm as a longtime follower and consumer of the sport, I'm concerned that we don't have enough clarity in some of these key moneymaker divisions, and I think that low key sucks. So
this might be a controversial take, but I think you'll agree.
Okay.
The fighters, right? A lot of these new champions, there's new money in the sport at the top of the sport. The sponsorships are different. The pay is different.
And people like to talk about the fighter pay narrative for the 1%, 2%, and 3%. A lot of those guys are cooking.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's everybody else.
I feel like a major problem that's happening, and shout out to Volk, because he's the only one who didn't give a fuck, and he's the coolest guy because of it. It's straight up, these new champs, everybody complains about fighter pay, and I agree, the lower level fighters deserve a little bit more. But the problem with doing that financially as a business, you pay more, the incentive to actually fight is less. So when you have guys like Ilia Topuria, Hamzat Chimaev, Alex Pereira, who, respect to Alex, he scraps more often than most. It's just like Izzy, another guy who, like, big respect to him, he gets out there and does it. But like Kamaru, these guys who have made their money, they're just like, we don't need to. We don't need to fight right now. You're doing it on my time. So it's just like, it's one of those double-edged swords.
To an extent, I agree with you. But at the same time, when you see these boxers making $2 million a fight, $3 million a fight, 10 million a fight for some, it just makes you scratch your head and go, what do we need to do to get on the same level? Because some of these guys, at least in my opinion, have these, $6 million personas or $8 million personas, but they aren't being treated as such. And I think the narrative needs to switch a little bit. I don't know if it ever will. I'm just saying that I think some of these guys who feel they deserve their cut of the pie, if you will, are probably right. They just don't know how to go about it because they're not in that 1, 2, 3, and 5% range.
And if what I've been told,
and I also think, and not to interrupt, this is my last point. Also, I think it also comes down to management. Some of these managers, without naming names, they take advantage of these guys because they know they can. And some of these other managers who have actually been in the game forever know the worth of their champion or their clients, or they try to go after as much money as they can and see what they can get. So no. I think the reason why you're seeing a lot of these guys sit out is because I don't know this for certain. This is more of just a speculative thing, but I can see the bird's eye view. I think a lot of these major stars are not happy with what they're currently getting, and they're just they're just not willing to admit it, and that's why you're seeing a lull in some of these divisions. That's why you're not seeing title fights as often, consistent title defenses anymore. What people are failing to realize is it's a different era of the sport. It's not boxing, but it's the UFC's version of, oh, I'm a double champion, or I can go up and fight this guy, or I can go down and fight this guy, and I can vacate my belt over here, and I can do this and do that. And they're saying yes because they realize the sport is so big now that they have leverage enough to go and do those things versus 10 years ago. They were pigeonholed to one division and they couldn't do it. Then the UFC realized, oh, if we keep doing this, we're gonna eventually lose control. So let's just let them do whatever they want and let's try to make as many big fights as possible. And then the hurdle that they keep running into is these big fights aren't happening because of one reason or another. Think of 5 or 6 huge fights in the last 3 years that haven't happened. And the reason why they haven't happened is one of 2 reasons: failed contract negotiations or injuries. It's as simple as that. You just did a prime example earlier in the show. Is the Kayla Harrison-Amanda Nunes fight going to feel the same anymore when those 2 are finally rebooked? I'm not so sure. I don't know.
Well, I think another major thing with it, and you're seeing it with Sugar Sean, you're seeing it with Mighty Mouse, Izzy, Volk, all these guys, when they're hitting a certain point, they've got their social medias, and this is, I just looked it up on Social Blade. This is my rule of thumb is you multiply it by 2, and it's not including any ads, any sponsorships, nothing.
Okay.
Volk's channel has made $150,000 in 2025.
Okay.
No, that's just on watch time.
Okay.
So when you've built your empire and you're able to do whatever you want to do now just at home, cooking with Volk, it's just like, it doesn't really matter. Like they can do this big stuff and then they have the time to do it. Like Mighty Mouse, for example.
Right. Mighty Mouse has now built a whole second career on content.
$1 to $2 million a year. That's more than he's ever made fighting.
How much is he making off that?
$1 to $2 million a year.
That's unbelievable.
So that's more than he's ever made fighting. Let's look at Israel Adesanya. Here, what's his thing? The Last Style Bender.
Yeah, then you can look at Bisping because he's a good blueprint. Bisping and Chael Sonnen. Those would be 2 others I'd look at also.
I cannot seem to find it. One moment.
Okay, don't worry.
Freestyle Bender, of course. It's some dumb
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Make it your name, bro. Israel Adesanya. Freestyle Bender. Boom. Boom.
Okay.
He's made around $500,000 last year with no sponsorships. Like,
Interesting.
and I'm sure the sponsorships are where the money's at.
Oh
So it's
yeah, I'm sure he's getting paid big money for appearances. Oh yeah. Oh
Bisping
yeah.
made around 200K. Like Chael Sonnen. Let's see Chael. I bet you Chael's been going crazy. About 400. Like he's going nutty.
Yeah, and then obviously Chael has other like money from his fighting career, and I'm sure he's done very well because now he's an analyst. So I mean,
Like these guys are doing so much better for themselves during fighting. Like just while
yeah, which is what people forget that they have other stuff outside of fighting that makes them money too, because they realize that their name on their own is a brand. It's as simple as that.
Sugar Sean, active fighter, $1 million this year. Or not 1 million, 500K. A million
Okay.
subscribers.
Okay.
Like that's active. That's active fighting. He makes as much making videos talking about fighting as he does every time he fights.
Yeah. Well said. Which is why he said after those Marab losses, I'm gonna kick back and just worry about kicking YouTube for a while. And I don't blame him.
And kick the donations, like the money that these guys are getting if they're streaming, if they're doing any of this, it's ridiculous.
Right. Right. 100%. 100%. So that's kind of a nice segue into the final couple of topics as we have a few minutes to go. The PFL had a few recent announcements. Obviously we had Rick Cepho leave the company, and then we obviously had Pete Murray leave the company as well. And then they just announced PFL Pittsburgh, which is a pretty good main event in March. I guess, how do we feel about the current state of the co-leader, if you will? Because I think it's in a very, and this is no slight. We obviously know people over there, but we got to be brutally honest on here. Let me just say this: unless major changes happen, my guy, it's a shell of what it used to be. What do you think?
Here's my thing, right? I think there was a lot more hype for PFL 3 years ago. Like it meant something. Where now we all are like, haha, it's kind of a joke because they're running out of money. But I would argue that these cards are better than any card they've given us in the last 5 years. Like,
I agree.
I think the talent level has gone up. The production level is very wishy-washy. But they're 5 years too late to changing it. Like how long? All of 2020, all of 2021. It's like change it to a regular freaking thing. But Bellator was around, so they had to be different. Then they bought Bellator and tried to run two different things. We always knew the tournament wasn't going to last because they got 150 new fighters. There's only 10 fighters per weight class on these cards. So what? Half the card is going to be showcases and then tournaments. Like Bellator couldn't do it. They can't do it unless it's one night or a couple nights. It doesn't work. So now they're like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it regular schmegular. Have good cards on here. They have good stuff. I think it's a little too late.
I think so too, and just the promotional arm is way different to where you almost forget when the cards are, like, unless you're in the thick of things, like you simply don't remember. And so, I mean, that's something that I think they could fix. They're trying to do the thing with the Instagram lives as well, which is cool, but you gotta be unique and different. You can't just copy Big Brother all the time and, and expect to have the same retention. Just personal opinion.
I
But
think
now
it's
they're
super.
but now they're starting to figure it out. Now they're starting to realize, okay, we need to bring hometown guys to hometown fights. And this is an exact scenario with this Rasta Impa fight. It's Rasta in his hometown. It was coming in from Florida, enemy territory. It's gonna be a very interesting scene. But again, back to the point you just made, and you and I have talked about this all the time. Even when they come here, some of the matchmaking on the cards that they do here just doesn't make sense because it doesn't resonate with our audience in the way that it's supposed to. Technically, when you
Well,
when you
like,
go to a Chicago fight, maybe minus the UFC because the UFC is so big now, they don't have to do this. You expect local talent on the card. It's as simple as that. If you bring in two Russian guys, which is what they did a couple of years ago, which obviously I was excited to be there and whatnot. That actual fight wasn't very good, but you get what I mean, right?
no, I get what you're saying 100%. Like, I think a big thing, like the first PFL card this year, right? There's some great fights on here. Taylor Lapilus versus Kasum
This
Kasumov.
is the Usman Davis
Yep.
card, right?
Yep. We've got Luke Trainer versus Rob Wilkinson. We've got Amin Ayub versus Maki Sharip versus Maki Sharip Zanikov. Amaru Magomedov versus Colton England. Jesus Pinedo versus Salamut Isbuliev. Puya Rahmani versus Carl Williams. Ramazan Kurmagomedov versus Shamil Musayev. Usman versus Elsie Davis. Like, that's an awesome card. I didn't even know that was happening on February 7th.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's a prop. That's a prop.
It's like the Madrid card. There's some good stuff on there. We've got Linton Vassell, Dennis Golstov, Shabli versus Akoiden Duque. I don't know who he is, but he's a Spanish guy. AJ McKee versus Adam Borish and Costello Vantistinas versus Fabian Edwards. Fun card. I only knew when that card was because the Pittsburgh one just got announced. Awesome fights. No one even knows about them.
Yeah. So general consensus is they have some work to do. Will they actually do said work? I don't know. By the way, your video cut out for 30 seconds, or can you just briefly describe in just one sentence what you were trying? And you get it. It was when you were talking about the Madrid stuff.
Oh, I'm just saying the Madrid stuff. It's just like I only know why that's happening because I have a friend out there. The Pittsburgh fights, I only know what's happening on there because one of my friends is one of those 6 fighters. Like, it's just, if I didn't have those things, I wouldn't know what was going on, and that's a problem. I'm in the know. So many people aren't.
As hey Joe, I'm the only reason why I know is because I know Impa and Impa's fighting Dalton. So that's how well I know. I technically know both of them, but I'll admit I'm a little bit closer with Impa. But the same principle. We only know because of outside being, and not because they're blasting it right in our face, telling us who's fighting in Pittsburgh and who isn't. So just something to keep in mind there. And then finally, to round it out, because we only have a couple of seconds to go, or we're not going to get to what I thought we were going to get to. So just really quick, are you happy with the UFC Paramount Plus deal? Do you want to see the library expand? Up and fired, and then I'll give my 2 cents, and then we'll get out of here.
The library needs to be expanded. I like the layout, but it needs more. They only give you stuff from the champion, certain fights. I want it all. I want the whole Fight Pass library, but I get it takes time. So overall, I'm liking it. What do you think?
I'd say 100% same. I'm still rocking with Fight Pass for at least the time being for the archives, but hopefully they fix it. That's going to do it for yet another stream. Thanks again for tuning in. Again, you can subscribe. It'll be youtube.com/ETB Network. We have hit the top of the hour, and we will read actually one more comment before we get out of here. And yeah, we will not be reading any of those comments, but yes, Kurmagomedov and Musayev is insane. I agree. But with that said, that'll do it for another edition of the MMA Outsiders. Thank you to the 72 people who watched, and we will see you all next week. Have a good one, everyone.